Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony again here with Shinsho Yoga. And this week I'd like to offer you basically part of a series here on what it takes to become a yoga teacher, or better yet, what I've gone through in becoming a yoga teacher. Over my years of teaching, I've had time to time students ask me, what do they think about, them becoming a yoga teacher, or what should they know? So I felt I would put it together in a video for those of you out there that have had similar questions. If I did it in one video, it would be really long and YouTube's algorithm would get angry at me. So I'm going to break it up into 4 different parts. That'll keep it a little more timely for the format we're in. But keep in mind, in this is just my opinion, my experience, the things I did, the things I think I should have done. There is no one path to it. There is no, one way to becoming and doing this. So however you decide to go about doing it, whatever's best for you is up to you. You just can take what I'm offering you, take what serves you, and get rid of the rest. And as I always say, that doesn't mean take what's comfortable and leave what's uncomfortable, but take the parts that work for you, that help you make your decision. And then the rest doesn't matter. So, with that, the first thing I'd like to offer today, if you are thinking about becoming a yoga teacher, before you go into or look to choose a place to train at, I recommend deepening your practice. And what I mean by that is seeking out different teachers and different studios, different schools, and going there and taking classes. Studios maybe you've heard of, people have told you that were good, or teachers that you have known of, or maybe someone recommended to you at one time, or maybe even if in your local paper, said, such and such open studio here, and it sounded interesting to you and to want to check it out, or styles, even more important, different styles. It's important to you in going into doing this that you have somewhat of a diverse background before making a decision on where to train, and to also to give you a certain bird's eye point of view in it. Right? You're not going to be able to get an all-encompassing view in the beginning. Obviously, that's why you're going into training. You're either, which originally was me, was just looking to deepen your practice, right? I wanted to, when I originally went into yoga teacher training, I had no desire on becoming a yoga teacher. It was through the encouragement of my teacher and my peers, and in addition to being laid off from the career I was in, literally at the same time, that I went, I'll teach yoga. It was 5 years ago. But you don't have to go into yoga teacher training or decide to do that to become a yoga teacher. You can just do it to deepen your practice if you like. That was my original goal. But even if you are just going in to deepen your practice before that. So one of the things that I've seen over the years that people have done is they'll find a studio that they like. Right? They go to a studio, they find a teacher that they like the community, right? They like their teacher, and that's great. You should. But that becomes their yoga world, right? And everything in that, this microcosm of yoga, right, becomes what they think yoga is. And then that studio or their teacher then offers yoga teacher training, and they learn from that teacher, right? But all they're learning in that is that teacher's point of view on yoga. Right? Everything any yoga teacher is going to give you, right, initially, completely, is their point of view on yoga. Right? Even what I'm offering you here through these videos is my point of view on yoga from my background, right? And everyone's background is unique, right? So maybe this serves you, maybe it doesn't, neither good nor bad. It just depends on if it works for you, it doesn't. But if you're going to become a teacher, you have to have a diverse background. It can't be linear. Right? So I would suggest to you, prior to going into taking teacher training wherever you are, if you haven't been to other studios, if you haven't learned from other teachers, if you haven't taken other styles, take some time to do that. Now, I'm not saying that you have to divulge, 18 months into this deep study of yoga. I'm just saying, go to different studios. Or better yet, even in your studio that you go to, right? Maybe there's other teachers there. There should be, most studios do, would teach different styles. Maybe you've never done a yin class. Maybe you've never done a gentle or restorative class. Maybe you've never done a Jivamukti style of class. Maybe you've never done an Ashtanga style of class, right? Or maybe one of these is your style and you've never done a general hatha flow, right? Maybe you've never done a slow flow. Maybe you've never done a vigorous flow. Whatever they are, right? Go and take some different classes to learn about different styles and see how different teachers teach. And if you can, go to different studios and take some different classes from different studios. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to sign up for, the monthly unlimited or give 6 months to them. Just visit a handful. Go to a couple different teachers and see how others teach. And then you can weigh it out in comparison to what you've been doing, right? So you have an idea of when you go in to training, if you decide to go into training once you've done this, right? Where the different backgrounds are and the different things that you can offer when you come out of training, right? And the different avenues you can go down. Before I went into teacher training, I had, again, no design on this. This was just through trial and error. I would say I had visited 6 different teachers, maybe 4 or 5 different places. And if you count the different events that I had gone to, that in the area, different yoga events that would have different teachers, you might add that up to maybe 10 or 15 different teachers I had seen. I don't really include the events as much because, that's usually a 2-hour thing with multiple teachers in there. But I tried to get a diverse yoga background first. Again, I didn't have a design on doing it. It's just I was trying to deepen my practice. So I went and studied from different teachers and studied different places. So I wasn't just linear, right, or with blinders on, seeing only one way. Because that, if you do decide to become a teacher, will be a detriment to your students. And being that this is a spiritual practice, you want to offer them as much as you can, right? Because this, again, I believe yoga can change your life. So, number one, go take some classes at your own studio that you've never been to with different teachers you've never been there. Try a couple different studios in the area. If you have a teacher that gets mad when finds out you go to other studios and gets jealous, take note of that. I don't get mad when any student goes to any other teacher. I can't offer everything. I hope they come back to me, but if they don't, then that's not what was supposed to happen. I do my best to try to offer them as much as I can, but if they have to go to someone else, I understand that. And hopefully your teacher does too. But look to deepen the practice by studying with others. The other part of that is I would look to deepen your practice with ancillaries to yoga, right? One of them being meditation. Most of the yoga you're going to receive, at least in the West here, is going to be more often exercise-based, and the spiritual side of it isn't as emphasized, especially if you're taking it at gyms and things like that, when that's what this practice is. It's a spiritual practice. And the biggest key to yoga is the meditative part of the practice, at least in my opinion and in my studies. So I would find a formal, disciplined meditative practice, if you don't already have one, to parallel your yoga practice, right? Something that you can do in conjunction with the yoga to help support both of them, where the yoga supports your meditation practice supports your yoga practice. I'm a Zen Buddhist. Buddhism comes from yoga, right? So they walk hand in hand. So I would recommend that to you, but that's entirely up to you. In addition to that, do some research on yoga, right? There's a really good documentary called Breath of the Gods that was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it's anymore. It was about Christian Manchaya, who is the godfather of the modern vinyasa. I would recommend watching that. There's also a documentary, I don't remember what it was on Yogananda, though. Yogananda brought Kriya Yoga to the West. Excellent information. There's books on that. There's a wonderful book called The Roots of Yoga, right? That reads more like a textbook. It's a bit of a slog. But any one of these things, right, to help you be informed going in. So if you do decide to go into yoga teacher training, that you have a diverse background, you've tried some other studios, you've gone to other teachers, you've tried other styles, you have some meditative background with you to help support you in it, you've done some research on yoga, so when you go in, you have a well-formed base. So again, when you come out, you'll be that much better of a teacher. Try not to go in with blinders on. Try not to just only see your teacher and your teacher's way. Try to see all the ways before making a decision and going in. And in the end, breathe and follow your breath as you do it. As you let your thoughts arise, acknowledge them, let them pass by, and return to the breath. So that's it for part one. Thanks again for watching. Namaste.